So let's dig, because there's a point instead of us previously talking about introducing things to new audience. So I've been a special editor a couple of times. I've graded my share of papers and blah blah blah. And a lot of times when people in my field are going to cite or lay the definition or the grounding, they go to an academic encyclopedia of some sort and use that. But you mentioned Chester Pierce, and um, I call that encyclopedia citing the postmodern version of scholarship. But help us connect Dr. Pierce and what we commonly overstep his contribution to academia and social science and social psychology as well.
Yeah, if you are talking about racial microaggressions and you start with somebody else other than Dr. Pierce,
Anybody other than Dr. Pierce.
then you don't know what you're talking about. If you are talking about Daryl Wing Sue with all the great work that he's done, if that's your point of departure, as many psychologists and psychiatrists think, well, really psychologists, think that he is the person who coined the term and gave us a definition, then they're wrong. And in education, if you think that it started with the work of Danny Solorzano or Tara Yasso or anybody else, then or William Smith, you're incredibly wrong. It was Dr. Pierce. And Dr. Pierce basically was doing studies in the Antarctic at a military base. And he was looking at extreme conditions, environmental conditions, and the cold, and how that takes a toll on a person's body, and especially in isolation, right? And by doing all this research, his mind was already primed for going to this next step. And he talks about when he came from there, flying go back to Boston, to Harvard, that his layover was in Detroit. And he said that's the first time that he ever thought that he would kill a person. This white man accosted him and was very racist, and if you knew Dr. Pierce is a tall, slender gentleman. He's from that old school. He'll break his arm trying to pull out a chair for a woman or open a door. So he's still of that kind of culture. And so he's not aggressive at all. And this white man just, thought that he should be his servant. And Dr. Pierce wearing suit and tie, and he was like he was supposed to be a butler. And he said, that's the first time that I ever thought I wanted to kill a man. And from trying to psychoanalyze himself, thinking through that, he said what he experienced was a microaggression, a racial microaggression. And then he started to outline these offensive mechanisms, what I call offensive racist mechanisms now. But he said these offensive mechanisms are deployed by these racial microaggressions to keep these targets in their place, right? So you have all of these racial micro and macroaggressions that are designed to put up barriers for racially marginalized people.